Welcome to my channel. Now exams are approaching. Through the proper revision, you can crack any competitive exam. Political science is one of the most important subjects for many competitive exams, and many topics are same in many competitive exam, government recruitment exam, UGC NET, SET, JRF, PhD entrance exam, and many other exams. Today, we will do the revision through order type questions because through this type of revision strategy, we can cover many topics and we can know about many concepts within a short time. This video is very helpful for you. Through this revision, we can know the concept quickly and easily. So be with this video till the end. Today, we will do the revision through rearrange the sequence, order type questions, arrange the option in chronological order, and so on. Through this type of revision, we can cover many topics of political science. This revision is very helpful for you for knowing many concepts of political science. Let us start from the first question. Which of the following are the characteristics of Weber's ideal bureaucracy? 4 options are given. Out of 4, 2 options are correct. In this type of question, you need to choose the set of options. If you know the concept precisely, then only you can choose the options correctly. Because in this type of questions, options are also given close to each other. If you don't know the concept precisely, then you may do the mistake. So what are the correct options here? The correct options are impersonality, hierarchy, 2 and 3. So which option is correct option? B option. Now you should also know important facts about the question for attempting the other questions related to this topic, because this topic is very important. Oftenly questions are asked from this topic. According to Weber, there are the 6 characteristics of bureaucracy. First is task specialization, then hierarchical management structure, formal selection rules, efficient and uniform requirements, impersonal environment, achievement-based advancement. Which of the following does not figure in Almond and Barba's classification of political cultures? This political culture is one of the most important topics of UGC NET exam. Options are cognitive orientation, affective orientation, evaluative orientation, then empirical orientation. These 3 orientations are there in Almond and Barba's classification of the political culture. So the correct option is option D. Let us know some important facts about this question for attempting many direct as well as indirect questions related to the topic. Gabriel Armand and Powell, in their famous book Comparative Politics, a Development Approach, emphasized political culture mainly as orientations towards political objects. Armand classified orientations of citizens into 3 categories or components: cognitive orientations, affective orientation, evaluate orientation. He also classified political culture into 3 categories: parochial political culture, subject political culture, participant political culture. These all points should be remembered because this topic is very important topic for UGC NET exam. In 1963, 2 political scientists, Gabriel Armand and Sidney Barba, published a study of the political cultures associated with 5 democratic countries: Germany, Italy, Mexico, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These countries' name also should be remembered. According to Almond and Barba, there are three basic types of political culture about which we have already discussed. In a parochial political culture like Mexico, citizens are mostly uninformed and unaware of their government and take little interest in the political process. In a subject political culture, such as those found in Germany and Italy, citizens are somewhat informed and aware of their government and occasionally participate in the political process. In a participant political culture like the United Kingdom and United States, citizens are informed and actively participate in the political process. In simple words, we can say that in parochial political culture, undeveloped society. A subject political culture, developing societies. Then in participant political culture, developed society. Who said a state is human activity that successfully claims the monopoly of the legitimate use of physical force within a given territory. Options are David Easton, G. A. Almond, Karl Marx, Max Weber. What is the correct option? The correct option is option D. Now the question is, arrange the following in their chronological sequence. Some mission, report, commission, reforms names are given here which are closely associated with the Indian freedom struggle. So you have to arrange these mission, report, commission or reforms according to their occurrence or when it took place. First, Cripps mission. It came in 1942. Then Montagu-Chelmsford report. It came in 1919. Simon Commission. It came in 1927. Morley-Minto reform. It came in 1909. So what is the correct sequence now? The correct sequence is 4, 2, 3, 1. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is option B. Now you must know some important facts about these missions, reforms, commission, etc. Because these mission, commissions, reforms are very important for exam perspective. First, Cripps mission. Cripps mission was a failed attempt in late March 1942 by the Indian government to secure full Indian cooperation and support for their efforts in World War II. It was headed by Sir Stafford Cripps. This mission sought to negotiate an agreement with Indian leaders. Then Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. These reforms were introduced by the colonial government in British India to introduce self-governing institutions gradually in India. The reforms were outlined in the Montagu-Chelmsford report prepared in 1918 and formed the basis of the Government of India Act 1919. This India Act is also very important for exam perspective. Government of India Act 1919, also known as Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, which came into force in 1921. The reforms take their name from Edwin Montagu, the Secretary of State for India during the later parts of the First World War, and Lord Chelmsford, Viceroy of India between 1916 and 1921. These reforms were related to constitutional reforms, so it was not supported by the British conservatives. The important features of this act: the Imperial Legislative Council was not to consist of two houses, Central Legislative Assembly and Council of State. The provinces were to allow the dual government system or diarchy. Now, you should also know some important facts about Simon Commission because this commission is one of the most important commissions during the British time. This commission was consisted of 7 members, 4 conservatives, 2 Liberites and 1 Liberal, under the joint chairmanship of the distinguished Liberal lawyer Sir John Simon and Clement Attlee, the future Prime Minister. The commission arrived in British India in 1928 to study constitutional reform in Britain's largest and most important possession. Now you should also know that why it came to India. It came to India for knowing the constitutional status or reform in India because at the time of introducing the Montesquieu-Chelmsford reforms in 1919, the British government declared that a commission would be sent to India after 10 years. The commission was strongly opposed by many Indians. It was opposed by Nehru, Gandhi, Jinnah, the Muslim League and Indian National Congress because it contained 7 members of the British Parliament but no Indians. It was also supported. By whom it was supported? It should be remembered. By B.R. Ambedkar and Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy. Prominent Indian nationalist Lala Lajpat Rai led a protest in Lahore. He suffered a police beating during the protest and died of his injuries on 17 November 1928. These all points are very important for exam perspective. So you should remember these all points properly. Now Marley-Minto reforms. Indian Council Act of 1909, also called Marley-Minto reforms, series of reforms measures enacted in 1909 by the British Parliament, the main component of which directly introduced the elective principles to membership in the imperial and local legislative councils in India. What is the correct chronological sequence of the following reports? A.D. Gorwala report. It came in 1951. Paul H. Apilavi report in 1953. Santhanam Committee report 1962. First Administrative Reforms Commission report 1966. Now, what will come in sequence? In sequence, all are in proper order. First, second, third, fourth. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is A. Now you should also know some important facts about these reports. A.D. Gorwala Committee report on public administration came in 1951. Paul Apilavi Committee report on public administration came in India in 1953. In 1962, Lal Bahadur Shastri appointed Santhanam to preside over the Committee on Anti-Corruption. This is also a very important question. Why the Santhanam Committee was appointed? The first ARC was established on 5th January 1966. The Administrative Reform Commission was initially chaired by Morarji Desai and later on K. Hanumantaiah became its chairman when Desai became the Deputy Prime Minister of India. This is also a very important question. Now the question is, Max Weber used the Greek word charisma to refer to. Options are given here. You have to select the correct option. Qualities acquired by experience, inherited qualities, supernatural qualities, superhuman qualities. Here you have to select the set of options instead of selecting one option. So the correct options are supernatural qualities and superhuman qualities. So the correct option is option D. Let us know some important facts about this question for solving many other questions related to this topic. Charisma is an ancient Greek term that initially gained prominence through St. Paul's letters to the emerging Christian communities in the first century. Charismatic authority is a concept of leadership developed by the German socialist Max Weber. This stands in contrast to two other types of authority, legal authority and traditional authority. Max Weber explained about three types of authorities: legal authority, traditional authority, and charismatic authorities. In his essay, The Three Types of Legitimate, which was published in his masterwork Economy and Society and in his classic speech Politics as a Vocation. A complete translation of the work was not published in English until 1968. In 1998, the International Sociological Association listed his book as the most important sociological book of the 20th century. Now, you should also know about the three types of authorities. Source of power, traditional authority, it is long-lasting custom. Charismatic authority based on leaders' personal qualities. Legal rational authorities, authority resides in the office, not the person. Then leadership style, historic personality. Charismatic authority is dynamic personality, and legal rational authority is bureaucratic officials. Then example, traditional authority, patriarchy, traditional position of authority. Then charismatic authority, Napoleon, Jesus Christ, Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, etc. Then legal rational authority, US Presidency and Congress, modern British Parliament. Which one of the following is arranged in chronological order? For arranging these resolution, report, memorandum in a chronological order, we need to know about the year in which they appeared. Let us see one by one. Raj Mannar Committee Report 1969. Anandpur Sahib Resolution 1973. West Bengal Government Memorandum 1977. Sarkaria Commission Report 1983. So in D option, all report, memorandum, resolution are arranged in chronological order. So what is the correct option? Correct option is D. Let us know some important facts about this question. Raj Mannar Committee was set up in September 1969 by DMK government in Tamil Nadu to suggest the changes in the central-state relations. The committee submitted its report in 1971. It was the three-member committee. The members' names were Dr. Raj Mannar, a former Chief Justice of Madras, Dr. A. Lakshmana Swamy Mundor, the Vice Chancellor of Madras University, Dr. P. Chandra Reddy, a former Chief Justice of Andhra. Now, you should also know some important recommendation of the Raj Mannar Committee because questions also come from this section. Establishment of Interstate Council, making Finance Commission a permanent body, abolition of Planning Commission and introduction of a statutory body on its place. Article 356, 357 and 365 should be totally omitted. The provision that the state ministry holds office during the pleasure of the governor should be omitted. Certain subjects of the union list and concurrent list should be transferred to the state list. The residuary powers should be allocated to the states and all India services should be abolished. The central government completely ignored the recommendation of the Raj Mannar Committee. The Anandpur Sahib Resolution. The Anandpur Sahib Resolution was a statement with a list of demands made by the Punjabi Sikh political party, the Shiromani Akali Dal, in 1973. It was a 12-member committee. Some important recommendations were: the central power should be restricted only defense, foreign affairs, communication and currency. The remaining powers should be given to the states. It also demanded that India should be a true federal polity with autonomous states. Let us know about West Bengal Government Memorandum. In 1977, the West Bengal government, led by CPM, issued a memorandum on center-state relations. It was sent to the central government. Demands were: replacement of the word union by the word federal in the constitution; reduce the powers of the center and limit it to defense, foreign affairs, currency, communication, and economic coordination. All other subjects, including the residuary subject, to be transferred to the states. Article 356 and 357 should be repealed. Of the total revenue raised by center from all the resources, 75% should be allocated to the states. Rajya Sabha should have equal powers with that of Lok Sabha, and removal of common all India services, and there should be only central and state services. These all recommendations are same as the recommendation of Rajmannar Committee. However, the Government of India did not accept these demands made by the Left Front government. Sarkaria Commission Report. In 1983, the central government appointed a commission on center-state relations named Sarkaria Commission. The commission submitted its report in 1988. This is also an important point. The commission was so named as it was headed by Justice Ranjit Singh Sarkaria, chairman of the commission, a retired judge of the Supreme Court of India. The other members of the committee were Sri B. Sivaraman, Cabinet Secretary; Dr. S.R. Sen, former Executive Director of IBRD; and Rama Subramaniam, Member Secretary. These members' name also you should remember, because in previous year this question also came. The final report contained 247 specific recommendations. These are the chapters. What are there in this chapter you should also know, because many times UGC asks these type of questions for knowing about the depth knowledge of the candidate. What are there in these chapters? You should go through these chapters for attempting many indirect questions related to this topic. Then recommendation on appointment of governor is also very important. Should be an eminent person, must be a person from outside the state, not have participated in active politics at least for some time before his appointment. He should be a detached person and not too intimately connected with the local politics of the state. He should be appointed in consultation with the Chief Minister of the state, Vice President of India, and Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Then at the end, his tenure reasonable post-retirement benefits should be provided. Now you should also know about some recommendation for attempting many indirect as well as direct questions. A permanent interstate council called the Intergovernmental Council should be set up under Article 263. Article 356 dealing with President's rule should be used sparingly and cautiously. Strengthening of all India services and creation of some more services. The National Development Council should be renamed and reconstituted as the National Economic and Development Council. The Zonal Council should be constituted afresh to promote the spirit of federation. The state should be consulted before the development of the armed forces in the state. Before appointing the governor, the concerned chief minister should be consulted. There should be legal provisions to this effect. The governor cannot dismiss the council of ministers as long as it commands its majority. No commission of inquiry should be set up against a state minister unless a demand is made by the parliament. Steps should be taken to uniform the implement the three-language formula in its true spirits. Till 2003, the central government has implemented 170 out of 247. This is also very important. Recommendations of the Sarkaria Commission. The most important is the establishment of the Interstate Council in 1990. Now the question is, chronologically arrange the correct sequence of the following landmarks in the growth and emergence of new public administration. For solving these type of questions, you need to know about the date or year. First is the Minobrook Conference. It took place in 1968. The Honey Report on Higher Education for Public Service. It came into effect in 1967. The Philadelphia Conference on the Theory and Practices of Public Administration in 1967. But you remember that Honey Report came before. Publication of Towards a New Public Administration, the Minobrook Perspective in 1971. So what is the correct sequence? The correct sequence is 2, 3, 1, then 4. So which option is correct? The correct option is B. The following landmarks are attributed for the emergence and growth of new public administration. The Honey Report on Higher Education for Public Service 1967. The Philadelphia Conference on the Theory and Practice of Public Administration 1967. Publication of Public Administration in a Time of Revolution 1968, an article by Dwight Waldo, and Minobrook Conference 1968. Toward a New Public Administration, the Minobrook Perspective 1971, edited by the Frank Marini. These books are also very important. Public Administration in a Time of Turbulence 1971 by Dwight Waldo, and New Public Administration 1980 by George Frederickson. Now the question is, identify the correct sequence of the process as recommended by the Seminole Report and Agenda for Peace 1992. First, preventive diplomacy, then peacemaking, peace building, peacekeeping. So what is the correct sequence? The correct sequence is 2, 4, 3, 1. And the correct answer is option A. An Agenda for Peace is a report written for the United Nations by Secretary General Boutros Boutros-Ghali in 1992. Now the question is, chronologically arrange the following treaties on environment in the correct ascending order. For arranging these treaties in ascending order, you need to know about the date or year when it took place. UN Law of the Sea, 10 December 1982. Kyoto Protocol, 11 December 1997. Antarctic Treaty, December 1, 1959. Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, 29 January 2000. So what is the chronological order here? The chronological order is first, third, then 1, then second, then fourth. It is there in A option. So what is the correct option? The correct option is A. Now you should also know some important facts about these treaties for attempting other questions related to the topic. The Law of the Sea Convention defines the rights and responsibility of nations with respect to their use of world's oceans, establishing guidelines for businesses, the environment, and the management of marine natural resources. It was signed on 10th December 1982, effective from 16 November 1994. Kyoto Protocol. The Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement that aimed to manage and reduce carbon dioxide emissions and other greenhouse gases. It was signed on 11th December 1997, effective from 16th February 2005. Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty and related agreements, collectively known as the Antarctic Treaty System, regulate international relations with respect to Antarctica, Earth's only continent without a native human population. It was signed on December 1st, 1959, effective from 23rd June 1961. These all points you must remember for attempting other questions related to the topic. Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety. The Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety to the Convention on Biological Diversity is an international treaty governing the movement of living modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology from one country to another. It was adopted on 29th January 2000, entered into force on 11th September 2003. Identify the correct sequence of the tenets of behaviorism as advocated by David Easton. You have to arrange these tenets in a correct sequence. First is regularities. Then second is verification. Third is technique. And fourth is quantification. So what is the correct sequence now? The correct sequence is first, fourth, second, third. So the correct option is option B. Now you should also know about the 8 characteristics features of behavioralism given by David Easton. First is regularities, then verification, techniques, quantification, values, systematization, pure science, and integration. Now the question is, who among the following is not a principal character in Plato's Republic? Let us see. Polymarchus is there. Adimantus is also there. Glaucon is also there. But Protagoras is not there. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is option 3. Now you should also know some important facts about the principal character in Plato's Republic. First is Socrates is the narrator of the Republic. Cephalus and Socrates initiate the dialogue. Polymarchus, his name was warlord or general who instigates the flying with Socrates during the festivities for the goddess Bendis before the dialogue proper begins. Now Thrasymachus. His name means rash fighter. Adimantus, an older half-brother of Plato, his name means soothsinger. Glaucon, also a half-brother of Plato, his name means all or gleaming eyes. Identify the correct sequence of Marx writing in ascending order. Let us see one by one. Contribution to the Critique of Political Economy. It was published in 1859. Poverty of Philosophy was published in 1847. Thesis of Feuerbach, published in 1845. Communist Manifesto was published in 1848. So what is the correct sequence now? The correct sequence is third, second, fourth, one. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is option C. Contribution to the Critique of Political Economy. This book was written by Karl Marx and published in 1859. The German name is Der Kritik der Politischen Ökonomie. This name also should be remembered. Poverty of Philosophy. This book was written by Karl Marx during his exile in Paris and Brussels in 1847. One more book is there titled Philosophy of Poverty, is written by Pierre-Joseph Proudhon. So you should not get confused between these two books. Thesis of Feuerbach. The Thesis of Feuerbach are 11 short philosophical notes written by Karl Marx as a basic outline for the first chapter of the book The German Ideology in 1845. Then Communist Manifesto. The Communist Manifesto, originally the Manifesto of the Communist Party, German name is Manifest der Kommunistischen Partei, is an 1848 pamphlet by German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. Which one of the following writings is not written by Mao? On New Democracy, it is written by Mao. On Coalition Government, it is also written by Mao. On People's Democratic Dictatorship, it is also written by Mao. Then People's War is not written by Mao. So what is the correct option? The correct option is C, People's War. Now the question is, arrange in ascending order the following stages of political development as enunciated by A.F.K. Organsky. Let us see one by one. First is primitive national unification. Then second is industrialization. Third is national welfare. Fourth is abundance. So what is the correct sequence here? The correct sequence is first, third, fourth, two. First, third, fourth, two. It is there in C option. So what is the correct option here? Correct option C. Arrange the following in their chronological sequence. Nehru Committee Report, August 1928, Quit India Movement, August 1942, Civil Disobedience Movement, March 1930, Declaration of Complete Independence, January 1930. So what is the correct sequence? The correct sequence is 1, then 4, 3, 2. What is the correct option? Correct option is C. Identify the correct chronological order of the following Prime Minister, Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. First, Sheikh Abdullah, 5th March 1948 to 9 August 1953. Bakshi Ghulam Muhammad, 9 August 1953 to 12 October 1963. Samsuddin, 12 October 1963 to 29 February 1964. Then G.M. Sadiq, 29 February 1964 to 30 March 1965. So what is the correct option here? The correct option is option D. Chronologically arrange the following treaties in the correct ascending order. For solving this type of question, you need to know about the year and date. The Charter of the UN, 26th June 1945. The Treaty of Westphalia, 24th October 1648. Treaties of Utrecht, April 1713 to September 1714. Treaty of Paris, September 3rd, 1783. So what is the correct sequence now? The correct sequence is 2, 3, 4, 1. And the correct option is option C. Let us know some important facts about these treaties. The Charter of the United Nations was signed on 26th June 1945 in San Francisco, came into force on 24th October 1945. The Treaty of Westphalia was signed on 24th October 1648, marking the end of the 30 Years' War. Treaties of Utrecht, also called Peace of Utrecht, a series of treaties between France and other European powers, and another series between Spain and another power. This point also you should remember. Concluding the War of the Spanish Succession. The Treaty of Paris, signed in Paris by representatives of King George III of Great Britain and representatives of United States of America on September 3rd, 1783. It ended the American Revolutionary War. Now chronologically arrange the following milestones in the women's movement in the correct ascending order. First is Mexico City UN Conference, 1975. Copenhagen UN Conference, 1980. Beijing, 1995. Nairobi, 1985. So what is the correct sequence? Correct sequence is 1, 2, 4, 3. Now the correct answer is B. The United Nations has organized 4 World Conferences on Women. These took place in Mexico City, Copenhagen, Nairobi, Beijing. The last was followed by a series of 5-year reviews. Identify the correct sequence of M.N. Roy's activities, events in ascending order. Let us see one by one. Formed the League of Radical Congressmen, 1939. Founded the Indian Renaissance Movement, 1946. Expelled from Comintern, 1929. Founded a weekly, The Independent India, 1937. So what is the correct sequence? The correct sequence is 3rd, then 4, then 1, then 2. What is the correct answer? Correct answer is A. Chronologically arrange the arms control and disarmament agreements in an ascending order. Strategic Offensive Reduction Treaty, 2002. Chemical Weapons Convention, 1993. Open Skies Treaty, 1992. Ottawa Landmine Convention, 1997. So what is the correct sequence here? The correct sequence is 3, 2, 4, then 1. And the correct option is C option.